All right. Hello, here we are again. This is Iris of Our Eye, still the host, Zycon Ebb and Flow, episode number 16.
Nice.
Almost off of, we are off. We're on the fourth appendage. Big other foot. To both hands, one foot, other foot. Because that's significant to me. Especially like when you're smoking weed in the beginning, you're like, when you get off of all of the hands and toes, then you're like a stoner. Or anything you do, like, I've done it 21 times, you're like, oh shit, like, now I can drink legally or something stupid like that. That just popped into my brain. We're doing the podcast. It's right now I'm recording it. It's Saturday, May 11th in 2024. Still in California. Not at Regal Park, at Shiloh Park thingamabob.
Regional. Yeah.
It's regional. We're out here. Had to adjust. I didn't like the dead space for the visual listeners. The audio people are gonna be like, "What the fuck? What do you mean?" They fucking adjusted the camera. It doesn't make any sense.
I can't see anything.
Yeah, you can't see anything. You're just talking. What do you mean? Yeah. So tonight, I don't know. Whatever. It's part of it is like gotta like make it sense to the person who's listening, but they're just like they don't give a fuck.
They don't get that privilege.
Yeah,
they're of the day.
Yeah, dude. Whenever you're listening to this, I'm sitting down with my homie. I know him as Sam, but when he makes art, goes by Sage Rune.
That's it. Yeah.
Dude, literally, it's so important to me to get names right. To, like have the whole like trauma victimhood story of like when I was too quiet to say my name loudly and proudly.
Yeah.
That like I just was like, so now it's like, I think people appreciate it when you actually like remember their name. It's like, oh, you like actually grasp an aspect of my humanity, my story, my person.
Absolutely.
Like what I call myself, who I identify as. Like, thank you for remembering me. I appreciate it at least. Makes me feel like it was like worth remembering or something. Sage Rune. Obviously a musician. If the guitar didn't give it away for the people who could see it, people who can't see it, you want to play them something so they can hear that I'm not just totally lying. It's a guitar.
It's a guitar.
It's a guitar.
100%.
Yeah, dude. So I met Sage Sam, through our job. He just got hired all of like a month and maybe a week ago. So slightly new, but at least I've had more than this is our first conversation. I've had a couple of podcast episodes recently that's been like, this is the first time we're sitting down to talk. Whoa.
Yeah, we've chatted.
Yeah, at least once or twice. Yeah. This is I like to call him Walking Buddha because he walks around doing mudras a lot of the times when I see him, and I'm like,
it's true. Keeps me centered.
see, I'm not lying. I like to say if I could be the talking Buddha in this relationship, that's what I would like to be, but I feel like I still need to get the likes and ums and ahs out of my repertoire of words and sounds to be more succinct and articulate like Jordan Peterson or something.
Word.
But realistically, it's more of just like monetary success. Is like, I want that. For musician, he's talking about doing stand-up comedy when he's 50, so that's a couple more decades away.
1 decade away.
Only 1 decade away. Decade and a half. And then also
40.
tagging, meaning, oh my god, what is that shit called? Don't
Graffiti.
tell me. Yeah, that's the one, graffiti, or repainting skyscrapers or bridges or buildings, as the kids would say. I don't know.
Your fingerprint under a bridge.
Yeah, so the cops have like the fucking thing of like, oh yeah, it was definitely this idiot.
It was this guy.
Fucking, again, literally leaving my fingerprint.
Like art print. I didn't mean fingerprint.
Okay, yeah, is that the signature or something?
Signature,
something
sure,
like that.
yeah.
I like
leaving your insignia on the walls.
Insignia, your branding, your logos. Yeah, there's not saying that, making me think of the one other dude who I like talk to about that. I used to buy weed off of him back in my heyday, and he was like, yeah, my signature is these like little aliens. If you drive by this one building, this is like where I was practicing my little alien signature, and I saw it. I was like, I know the idiot that did that.
Yeah.
Not to say that you're an idiot, but that guy was definitely an idiot.
Some of them are idiotic. You're like, why did you do that? I would always keep mine hidden. Like the down low graffiti artists, it's always under bridges, like out of sight. Like you only get to see it, or like in big tunnels, like drainages and stuff. Like you're only seeing it if you're a graffiti artist. And so it's like a shared art only in that community. It's not just like on the side of a wall at a school or like someone's apartment complex or somewhere. I wasn't trying to like tag in like a legal way. Like it is illegal no matter where you do it, but like on the side of a building is pretty rude, but like below a bridge.
So
like,
not a vandal then?
Yeah, not vandalism. That's
yeah.
what I was trying to avoid, is vandalism.
Not your ism.
Yeah, not my ism.
For sure, dude. Let's go with anything else that you want to add to your own introduction that you feel like I didn't properly pontificate.
Play a variety of instruments.
Plays a variety of instruments. Like what besides the guitar?
Picked up the guitar pretty young, and then immediately realizing that the guitar and the piano are like the same. And so if you can play guitar, you can play a piano, and if you can play a piano, you can play a guitar. It's like beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
It's like it's all the same. It's all the fingers, but instead of like this, it's like this. It's mind blowing. Once you get like make that connection, you're like, oh my god, like this is outrageous.
Well, they're all the same notes, so
Right.
I guess you're not wrong. But I definitely think moving your hands like.
But it's like almost the same finger, like placements. It's wacky. You gotta try it.
I don't agree to disagree, dude. Because
totally fine.
My whole thing is like translating musical theory across any instrument is really like the thing. But also, how you were saying, because you should just say the story after. At some point, remind me, because the way that you described how you learned how to play the guitar was like,
oh yeah,
I was like, what kind of fucking savant type bullshit is this, bro?
It was weird, yeah, because I just wanted to avoid the like I was telling you, my little brother was nicknamed the like human iPod. I was like, I don't want you to be like, play like Bruno Mars or play the Beatles or play. Well,
people are gonna do that no matter what you do.
They're gonna do that, but I was just like, what I was trying to avoid is like my style sounding. I didn't want people to be like, that sounds like
this.
But
they're also gonna do that too,
they're
though.
Going to.
Like, what are you supposed to do, bro?
You can't, man.
Yeah, like I learned it weird just so you couldn't.
Yeah,
like,
I learned it weird so you couldn't. It's true.
Nice try, yeah. You can't put me in no goddamn box.
Get me out of the box.
I'm in the circle now.
Yeah. And so, yeah, just like, I guess how I was telling you, it was like, I was living in Southern California as a contractor, living in this huge house with like a bunch of other people, and we all had our own rooms. And I would just like get home after work super exhausted. And like my first paycheck, I'm buying a nice guitar. Mm-hmm. And because there was no rent and food was super cheap. This was like 2005 or 7 or something like that. So back when like things like were affordable.
Yeah.
And
tragedy.
I would just like, I didn't have the internet. I don't think I had a smartphone at the time. I think I just had like an OG like Metro PCS like flip phone. Yeah, just classic. Like really OG screen, like had Snake on it or something like that.
Classic. Killed
it on that game, loved it. But and so I didn't have a laptop or anything, and like I got a book and I was like reading the book. I was like, this is just I don't know. And so I just like lay in the dark and just like strum, and like sometimes they'd be like, oh yeah, that doesn't sound right.
Dissonant.
And then I'm like, oh, but that sounds right. That sounds nice. And then I would just like start muscle memorying like where my fingers were at, and you just do that like every night for like 10 years plus, and then I can just stream it together. And then
what about with a metronome? No metronome, you
No.
fool, dude. That's literally the foundation of music is the rhythms. Like everything, literally, because when I was like learning, when I started like taking it semi-seriously, it was in like middle school, and like I did band, but at that phase of my life, I had no like self-confidence or ire or desire to like pursue it as like, oh, this is something I can do, or I'm worthy enough of becoming a musician or whatever. And so I like just stuck to like playing the drums, and because I was like, at least like rhythmically, like you need to be able it's the bedrock of like how songs move. There's like a fucking something is keeping the fucking time, and then all the other instruments in my mind were like doing something crazy with like melodies and things that weren't in the structure of like 4/4 time.
Yeah, I feel like it just naturally starts to happen. Because I would jam with my brother and be like, oh yeah, I could play with that, and like so there was like that timing.
Yeah.
And
I guess they develop it like naturally over time. My whole thing was like perfectionism, probably like prevented me, or also the fear of like not being incredible from the start. Like my natural inclination to being like halfway good, decent at things from the start, like prevented me from like putting in the hours it takes to like now have the muscles and your body conforms to hold the guitar a certain way that you need to and all that stuff. Because I think the guitar was the first instrument I like tried to actually like learn after the drums, or even before the drums in middle school. It was like I went to like 1 or 2 guitar lessons and learned like the high E string, F and G, and like Little Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. Then I was like, search my fingers, I don't want that anymore.
Yeah.
Fucking hey, dude, it's so painful. I guess on that note,
Nice.
well, yeah, the perfect solid transition. What is art to you? Oof. And is pain involved in any meaningful way?
Oh yeah, like I think art to me is expressing your life journey in a certain medium, like taking it from here and then like filtering it to here, like you're the filter device. So like tragedy, happiness, like whatever your life experiences, and then like you're the filter, and then it like turns into like guitar, or like a picture you took, or like a picture you drew. And so that's for me, that's art. It's just like the expression of your life.
Yeah. What is it? Art imitates life, and life imitates art, something like that. It's one of the quotes. There's the other one about Earth, but I'm not gonna say it right now. And if you know, it's the bumper sticker that I always like to talk about, because part of me is like I need to repeat myself, because repetition is like how you get anything into your brain initially. A repetition or an incredibly intense emotion, one of the two, because it's like survival is so crucial that like if it's the emotion is intense enough, you'll remember at least the resonant thing. You definitely won't remember every detail. Details are superfluous, and only the Akashic records got that shit, but repetition is the other vein with which memories and things are recalled upon in a meaningful way. So in your life, it was just like it was always around you, then you would say, like, with growing up with all of the plethora of family members?
There was always a piano in the house and guitars laying about. And so it was always around me, and I would just like kind of pick it up and just fiddle around with it. But it wasn't until like 19, 20 years old or so where I was just like, I need my own guitar, and that's just what I'll do in like my spare time, is like either draw or like play my guitar.
Sure. That's dope. So was there ever any aspirations to share your creations? Or was it always just like more of like a inner, or just for your own self, for your own ears?
Well, the last 6 years or so, I've posted a few songs on my YouTube channel. And it was just kind of like my life, like what I was going through in the time, like some emotional stuff. And so it was just like easy, like fluid coming out, and it just felt like the right timing. So yeah, I do have a few songs on there. Like everything before that is like longboarding, or I would like stick my GoPro up by like a bird's nest, and like I have like a few videos of like just a bird building its nest.
Hey man, that's dope too.
Pretty rad.
Nature is a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
I think we're out here in the nature right now.
We are. This is nature.
This is nature. We are natural beings. We need to be connected to the earth. It's why I think there's a lot of turmoil right now. I think convenience is really realistically killing us.
Yeah.
Like Amazon is not only an amazing forest, but it's also a corporation that's got people so disconnected from their environments and their community that it's like you don't even realize how much damage you realistically, quote unquote, cause, or could be causing, or are, because it's like the boats and everything, the shipping and the planes, like they want to say that like we as the consumer need to like change our ways, which in a way we do, but it's like not moving into 15-minute cities or that whole 2030 agenda thing. It's like the corporations and the government that's like the biggest polluter on the face of the planet is the thing that needs to change, and like we're the people that need to like, through how we vote with our dollars, keep their feet to the fire and be like, yo, like, could you not do that? Could you not fucking lose nuclear bombs or fucking cause oil spills that are like way more detrimental than us just like driving our cars? Like, come on, let's be realistic, but not in the way that their narrative is, in the way that...
To vibe off of your convenience thing, one of my favorite artist, hip hop artist, Sage Francis. He has a line where it's like, curiosity killed the cat and convenience is killing the human.
There you go.
That's pretty fire.
Doesn't rhyme, but I definitely resonate with the sentiment.
Most of his stuff doesn't really rhyme. It's kind of weird, but it's like
sad.
fire.
Sad. Can't. Rhythm, no, not rhythm, rhyme, or harmony, but rhyme or reason.
Yeah.
You need a rhyme or you need a reason. And I'd like to have both, at least in this season. Just to be able to say it that way. I hope, honestly, that my kids just do some shit like that, where they like don't rhyme on purpose because they're like, we hate that you rhyme all the time.
Eminem does that. He like purposely takes a sentence that does not rhyme, but in the like way, the cadence, or like the way he says it, it rhymes. It's just like, that doesn't make sense. Like, how did you do that? And like, what the fuck?
Yeah, there's a little like would be artistic leeway or something.
Yeah, you can like kind of lean with it and just like manipulate the verse.
Yeah, or like just the way that you enunciate it. Yeah. That doesn't rhyme. Yeah, I can only do this in the way of like percentages, where it's like it doesn't rhyme 100%, but if the way that you say it, you can get it within like 80%. People are like, oh yeah, okay, I can hear it. Like,
yeah, like I think there's an interview with Eminem. He's like, I could rhyme anything with orange.
Sure.
And he's like foreign, orange, and he's just like has like this huge list of words that he can like make almost sound like orange. And you're like, what the fuck?
Get within the 80%.
Yeah, it's like in that margin. It's like it kind of works.
It works enough for you to your ear to be like, I'll take it.
Yeah,
like,
I accept that. The brain's just kind of filling in around.
Exactly. It's like it's just take it, go.
I accept that.
Accept it. Who or what do you feel were influences in your artist? Well, because again, like the thing of like I'm learning the guitar in the dark to not have influences, but
I do have I definitely have influences for sure. Like Red Hot Chili Peppers, pretty big influence. Like Elliott Smith, like a lot of that style of like acoustically. I started playing electric guitar probably, I want to say, about 10 years ago. And so like System of a Down, like a lot of that, like in that genre, it's like major influences. Like I love like screamo, like death metal sometimes. It's pretty fun.
It's pretty fun. I like emo, but I wouldn't say death metal. Just that like sometimes I feel I'm getting mostly out of it now. Like that's the sad boy era.
Yeah.
But
I think it's just like melodic stuff, something that like almost has like a dubstep vibe, where it's like building up, and then there's like a little silence, and then like boom, just like
the drop.
I love music with a drop, and like you can find it all over the place. Like all the genres will have it. You're like, wow, this is like folk music, and there's a drop.
There's a drop.
That's dope.
It's because it's a great amount of like the dynamic suspension or tension more, and then the suspense is built through the like, oh, the silence, where did the sound go?
Like, what happened?
And then the timing of just like, and go.
Yeah.
I love like the feeling of being like competent enough to like make the thing happen, or like knowing that like when I'm doing something, it's causing the effect that I'm like attempting it to cause, and elicit the reaction I'm seeking.
Getting into art, my 4 younger brothers and I would do this thing called like drawing wars.
Okay.
And so we'd all be like sitting at the table and like draw our own picture of like something that would battle whatever they're drawing.
Oh, Jesus.
And whatever's like more badass, like typically like robot, like battleship kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And then we'd like lean in like different directions, like the most nature looking thing. So like dragons are like something like not machinery.
Oh shit, dude. That's crazy.
Like, yeah, it's pretty rad.
That's awesome. That's such a wild ass fucking game to play.
Yeah. Or like one where you just like, you have like 30 seconds to draw something, and then you pass it to the next person, and then they have 30 seconds, and at the end you like see what your combined photo is.
Dude, that's awesome.
Not photo, but picture.
Yeah, picture. It's worth 1,000 words.
It is.
Do you have any desire to make your living off of art?
Yeah, eventually. I don't really know how. I do have relatives that are musicians that do make a living off of it. Like I have a cousin who is in a couple bands one of them's called Insolence, and he was like on the Little Nicky soundtrack and like the movie Driven. Like he was been on a few soundtracks. Like made a pretty decent living. Now he's in a different like more reggae band called what is it? Drunken Starfighter. Yeah, they're pretty rad. And then my little brother was like in a band that was like signed by like a San Francisco company called Orange Pill Records for a while. But they're so demanding. They're like, okay, you're going to this bar and you're playing at this time and like this is what you're doing.
Well, that's just.
I know, and that's it. That's like the idea. But I was just like, I don't know, man.
I want more freedom than that.
I want more freedom than that.
Dude, I don't know. It's the
I've
art.
done open mics. I don't know. I just never really wanted it too controlling feeling. Like maybe if I like write enough songs and like put an album together and then just kind of like slip it out in the cosmos, maybe something will happen. Who knows?
Dude,
Like,
I think you need to be
very
slightly
rare.
more
more
precise than that.
a
Yeah,
little bit
dude.
more effort, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, they could say it that way too. Because I just feel like my whole prayer is that like just being prolific enough with like just continually putting stuff out there that eventually it just finds the right people. Or also because the way that I live my life is like the whole nomadic style of like assuming at some point I'm gonna bump into the right people. Because I've already had this experience where through the ayahuasca, like meeting people that not only recorded my album for free but paid for me to fly to record it for free and fly to take the picture and flew me back to fucking Seattle so I could fucking hang out with my homie and celebrate doing all of that.
Word.
And then I had to pay to fly back to San Francisco, but
That's pretty rad.
yeah, dude, there's angels out there, dude. There's angels.
Yeah, I think like letting it like it fall in the right direction.
Yeah.
I think is like what I don't want to like try and like dredge up a creek. I don't want to like put too much force into the universe. Like kind of just like let it naturally happen. See what happens.
Get in the flow.
Yeah, flow it. Just like find that flow. Go with it.
Yeah, I guess the only limiting factor is yourself. You know, if you can't dream it big enough, or if you don't see the bigger vision, then you're gonna miss out. You might miss it, or if like there might be something that like you go in one direction, however many feet or yards or knots to be water related, and then it ends up being you just needed to make like one little turn, and then you're like right where you needed to be. You're just like one thing, because it's also the thing that recently with the hot air balloons, it's like being 1 degree off, you end up like miles away from where you're trying to go. So it's like there's the being precise, but also surrendering to the flow. There's the modicum of variables you can control, and there's way more that you can. So you just gotta like definitely allow. So I guess within that realm, on those notes, on those chords, does religion or spirituality play any meaningful thing in your thing? Art in your?
Well, in a sense, like growing up in a pretty religious home, going to church like every Sunday, singing really kind of got me into singing and harmonizing. I love that. And but I don't know. It's like I'm not really religious anymore. I'm more spiritual. Sure. But yeah, just being conscious about like what I'm saying and like the direction it's going. Like
intentional.
I could go on like a crazy tangent about like religion and spirituality and all that, but I don't really want to.
That's a lot of work. It's a lot of energy.
It's a lot of energy.
Yeah, no.
We just hiked up a mountain.
Yeah, dude. Right, like I'm good, dude. I'm trying to chill out a little bit.
I already played disc golf today and like climbing. Like I'm.
Don't get me started.
Yeah, don't get me started.
Don't get me started. I'll just say my repetition about that religion or religiosity. I don't think there's a religionism. Every religion is an ism, I guess. Is that I could say it like that, but that to be religious isn't necessarily a bad thing. It's just for me that means just doing something every day, like praying for your food.
Sure,
that's the way I'm religious. Or right now I'm religiously practicing Spanish. I practice Spanish every day for the last like 3 weeks. So when I get to Mexico, I won't have to be like totally bumbling around like a fucking gringo.
I guess gratitude is my religion.
Yeah.
Every morning and evening I do like a gratitude list. Kind of like what I've been grateful for, and then what happened today that made me grateful for the day.
Yeah. And that's the healthiest human emotion. I think it's
been pretty life-changing since I've started doing that.
Yeah. Makes you feel good. Like, shit, yeah, that is something worth grateful for.
Yeah, I think the universe starts opening up more doors. So like, oh shit, he's like grateful. Here's some more shit
dude,
to be grateful for.
Yeah, just keep pouring, bro. Keep pouring.
Oh, you're angry? Here's some more shit to be angry about.
Yeah, yep.
It's like, I am a genie, and I'll give you all the wishes you want. You just have to ask. And
right.
Like, God damn it.
Damn, bro. I better be wishing for better shit then.
Yeah.
Damn. Yeah, that's definitely a thing I've heard in the spiritual New Age movement. It was just the universe doesn't understand knots, and it's just whatever you want, it's going to give you more of that.
Yep.
Or whatever part of it's like unconscious or subconscious. Like you can say one thing, but if your actions don't align with that, it's like all the people that are like, yeah, I'm not doing drugs, but then like going high and getting on leaving and getting high on meth and coming back, you're like, yeah, I think you are.
Yeah,
the universe knows, dude. The universe always knows, because it's like it's your part of it. So like if you know, then if somehow even if you deceive yourself in a way, like part of you will always know. It's like I think that this is definitely in the vein of spirituality / religion, because those two sides of the coin both posit like what happens to you after you die. That do some type of life review, basically, with your quote-unquote higher self, or like the intermediary between you and God, because I think there's always like stages of like you, depending on how tuned in you are. Some people it's like completely oblivious to, but other people are like totally tapped in to it. And I think if free will exists, that's the veil of it, is like whether you want to be in this life, chose to in your soul contract, or in a pursuit of being aware of the fact that you're just the ocean in a drop, experiencing itself as a separate drop for a moment, and then after you die, you go back to the fucking part of the ocean that's like a little bit bigger drop. That's like,
yeah,
you could have done this a little bit better. You did all this other shit perfectly. Like, great fucking job. Like, because this shit is hard, dude. Like, even just having the veil of free will foist upon you is like this. I'd like to believe that if it's all unconditional love and you get back and it's just infinite ecstasy, like my one roommate, he said, like if you could just be in a existence where it's like, if you could imagine heaven as this like part of the universe where you're stepping on a fucking staircase, at every step it's just a better orgasm.
Damn.
Yeah, like if it's like that all the time up there, like you imagine at some point you're gonna get bored of it, because like infinite, because hell is also like getting everything you want all the time. So to come back to a place where there's like the illusion of challenge, the illusion of time, the illusion of space, all these things that allow us to have the individual experience, then you're like, this is crazy and awesome. There's ups and downs and lefts and rights, but up there it's all like a giant fucking orgy of awesomeness that it's like,
I hope.
Right, we pray.
I was talking about this with a friend recently. I was like, God, how horrible would it be if it's just like lights out and like nothing after that? It's just like delete.
Yeah, control
delete. Nothing exists after that. It's like you had one run. It's like, God damn.
Dude, then that's an infinite. I would just say equivalently, it's equally as precious. Like, even if, well, because some people use that excuse of like, oh, there's a heaven and an afterlife, so I can just be an asshole now.
Right, yeah.
But those people are the people that are like, think in some way, shape, or form that they're like, they can like twist reality and manipulate it and aren't gonna get snapped back with a rubber band of karma.
Yeah.
And like, I think that the people at the top of the pyramid are the people that are gonna get like the worst snapback of karma. But maybe at some point also their soul was like, I signed up to do this shit because like somebody had to be the supervillain.
Yeah.
For all of you idiots to like wake the fuck up.
Yeah.
Maybe.
That's a good point. There's gonna be a character for.
Right.
There's always
a tiny tyrant somewhere to teach you.
There's always a hero, a tyrant.
Yeah.
It's like.
What I feel very strongly is the biggest point of my life, maybe in a way or shape or form, is to be able to distill what the fuck is going on and being able to like tell people like, no, like this is real, this is total bullshit. Like, at least in my experience, like everyone, because a lot of people are like, they want to experience it for themselves, or they want to be the person who thinks that they like came up with a best idea of all time or something silly like that, but I think at least it's just fucking. I feel very strong that my life purpose is to like embody as much truth as I can and raise a family that like is able to propagate and make life here better than it was when I started. As like a steward. Yeah. Stewardship was beat into me pretty hard in high school, but I also think that's just like a really good core value to have.
Vibe with that.
Yeah. You got any core values in that? On the other side of the Vesica Pisces here.
Yeah. I've just always been about like it's like a Boy Scout thing or something. It's like leave the place that you're at better than when you showed up. And I like try to do that in most places in life, like in relationships, at like jobs, and like anywhere and everywhere. It's just like I just want to like try and leave this better than it was, and I don't. Sometimes I fail horribly, but that's like part of it.
Yep, but, that's how you learn.
Yeah,
struggle sometimes. Pain is the best teacher.
It really is. That's true.
Yeah, masochism is a great religion.
Learn a lot more on a hard day than a chill, easy day.
Yeah, than you ever will on a fucking kick-ass fucking chill Sunday with your beautiful ass wife.
Nothing.
Yep. Like, man, I didn't learn shit today, but it was fucking really fucking relaxing.
Really comfortable.
Yeah, it was super comfy.
Not a thing learned.
Yeah, there's zero learned. I did like one Spanish lesson. And that was it. Like 3 minutes of learning for the day.
Super chaotic, busy Monday. Learned a lot.
Yeah, dude. Learned a lot. Learned where I could not drive my car. That guy yelled at me for like 20 minutes. Learned where I could go to the bathroom. That guy was like, please don't do that here. I don't even know. That was a terrible joke.
I should always learn how to better prepare myself. Like show up at like work on a certain day. I'm like, fuck, I didn't like bring a lunch or like snacks. And just like, well, I know what I'm gonna do tomorrow.
Yeah.
Have snacks and a lunch and
suffer less.
Right.
Because of that, yeah.
Suffer less.
I got this shirt that Casey actually bought me, our manager at that spot. Because he doesn't want me to say that's the name of the place.
Titan.
yeah, Shop Titan.
The Titan.
The Shop Titan. He bought me a shirt that had a Buddha on it, and I want to put a little birthday hat on it. It says birthday Buddha says celebrate suffering.
Yeah.
Because I think that's fucking. That's some good art right there.
That's great.
I feel like that shirt would sell to people. People would buy that. I'd buy that. I want to make it. So hopefully people are going to buy it. That's the thing. I think making clothing is a really great endeavor. That's why I think doing what we do is so cool.
Yeah.
So it's
people need to wear stuff.
People got to wear stuff. Yeah, shit's never going away, bro. We're not going to... I mean, it's a myth story. It's not really real, but the whole, like, Adam can't unbite the apple, Eve can't unbite the apple. Like,
yeah.
Self-consciousness and
people love t-shirts. I was saying, it was like t-shirts happen to me. Like they do. Like I go places and I had no plan to get a t-shirt, and I'm walking away from the situation with a t-shirt. I'm like, what's going on? Like, dude, I just walked through the park and there's like a volunteer day to pick up trash, and I was like, I was already gonna pick up trash as I was disc golfing through the thing, and they're like, here's a t-shirt. And I'm like, thanks. Like, this is weird.
This is crazy.
Not planning that.
No, that's you're the t-shirt man, I guess, dude.
I try to just like pass them on. I'm like,
yeah.
Too many t-shirts at some point.
That's what I'm saying, man. I don't want any more stuff. Like Nick's like, buy golf clubs. I'm like, no. He almost got me too. I was almost gonna do it.
I had too much stuff at one point. House fire.
No, that'll
restart.
Great reset.
Like, this was beautiful. Minimalism. Nature pushed me in a violent direction.
Right.
To be able to fit everything I own in my car.
Yep. Same. Living out of a tour bus, so no golf clubs for me. I'll just keep borrowing stuff.
It's just funny that what people think you need, and like when we were hiking up, I was like, you can rent them there, right? It's
exactly.
There's so much stuff you don't actually need.
Right. I'm like, dude, forget that shit. Like, and if one of my long-term goals right now is to, like, after I get married and go to Bali for my honeymoon, and I come back stop in Hawaii and like have my homie come out and like take a selfie on the beach, but then like just golf for as much as my body will allow me to golf. Probably like do like 1 round. Because dude, even just 2 rounds this week kind of fucked me up, bro. It's like, it's ridiculous because it's like golf is like a lazy man sport. You see all the people who are like overweight, but it's like all that twisting, dude. The twisting, and you're like trying to actually be precise with your shot. So there's like weird like angles for your wrists and shit. And like, I'm a sensitive, sad sack. Like, don't get me wrong. Sometimes
it's more difficult than one would imagine.
Yeah, I mean, to be good.
Yeah.
Like, I just try to have fun.
You could just go out there and just whack the thing. And
yeah, do my shoulder because of the guitar and the video games and just being fucking getting less and less gummy and not eating super duper healthy. I'm just like not doing yoga as much as I want to be or could be. Could be as a strong, like, there's not enough room in that tour bus to be doing. I guess I could maybe do it on the roof, but that would be a little sketchy.
That'd be rad.
But yeah, now that I just said that, I'm like, wait, dude, I actually do have room to be doing yoga on my fucking shit, bro. Genius. It's a great idea.
What's that guy doing?
Bro, he's doing yoga. Who the fuck is that guy? Dude, what the fuck?
Great view up there.
Dude, great view up there. What the fuck? Man, that just changed my whole trajectory. What the fuck, bro? I love that. I love novelty and doing shit where it's like, I've done podcasting before, but like this in this moment, this random fucking new idea just came into my brain, and now
ideas are beautiful like that.
I hope it like helps other people come up with some crazy idea in like 30, 40. Well, my whole thing is like, I don't know when or if. I'd like to believe that it's gonna explode and I'm actually gonna be able to make a living off of it, twice what I'm making. The dream is to be making twice what I'm making, doing what we do. From this, the hot air ballooning. Because I am going to be a hot air balloon pilot. I'm going to keep abracadabraing that shit into existence. And then I'm praying, dude, that I can like do. It might have to be audio only. Because we could just set up a GoPro or something. Probably, yeah. Because that dude, other guy, he would have a GoPro that like, if I could film a podcast episode while I was up there with the dude who I'm like learning to be a pilot from.
That would be pretty great.
That's gonna be prime, dude. I'm gonna just tell everybody, like, if you want to get a feel for what my podcast is like, dog, go to the one where I'm in the hot air balloon. Go to episode like 17, 18, 19, or 20, whatever it's gonna be in the next couple fucking times. Like, I'm hoping it's gonna be like that soon. I'm just gonna tell people, go to whatever episode it is, go to that one because I'm in a hot air balloon and it's fucking dope. I'm the only guy. I'm praying I'm the only guy on the face of the planet right now who's ever done a podcast in a hot air balloon. Like, I should look that up, make sure. That guy who I'm actually learning from, was originally at one point the youngest hot air balloon pilot.
Oh wow!
I would imagine in the world, because this was like, he was like part of like the first generation of people that like got into like modern hot air ballooning, because it was originally just like they would burn shit to like heat up the balloon, but now they actually got like propane burners and flamethrowers or whatever to like heat up the air, so it's like faster. You can like go for longer. But yeah, he's like because it was like recently in like 1960s. I think, or 50s or 60s in like Nebraska or like Kansas, the dude like created the thing to do it, and now it's just like he was like learned about it in Michigan. Him and his dad, like 13 years old, the youngest.
And then the debut in The Wizard of Oz.
Probably the technology. I mean, I don't know about that specifically, but I wouldn't be surprised. Wizard of Oz or Imagination Land, the two cultural fucking things of hot air ballooning for the more modern human being who's actually had the internet their whole life and knows what the fuck South Park is. I just imagine kids these days don't even know what the fuck the Wizard of Oz is, bro. It's so crazy that like, because we as the slightly older generation of people like grew up with the older generations that taught us that shit or showed it to us.
Generations only know of references.
Exactly.
Like, I don't know if that is a reference or not.
Bro, that's literally been my life growing up. Dude. I'm like, what is that?
Are you a comic genius?
Referencing something. Bro, exactly, dude. It's like, are you being original, or who are you stealing this from? Like, bro, it's the hardest thing of all time, man. The repetition that I'll say now is good artists steal, and great artists don't get caught.
Yeah.
That's the whole.
No, it's just funny, like being homeschooled till like 6th grade, and then going to public school for 6th and 7th grade, and I was like really the height of South Park, and I was just like, my friends at school are just flipping hilarious. And then like later to find, I'm like, oh, they're just con artists. They're literally just stealing and repeating everything they saw the night before on television. It's like, geez, the world is full of liars.
Well, that's definitely true. Well, yeah, yep. It's all, because that's like, I guess if you could say it this way, like cultural is just one giant big inside joke.
Yeah.
People get
it really is.
Language and the songs and the myths and the spirits of like what you think you're supposed to be as a person in your society. I think right now there's a lot of cultural decay in America.
Yeah.
We're the kids in America. Whoa. God damn it, Jimmy Neutron. That was a what was it? That was not a reboot, but a cover of a song. That was a different song. I like the cover because that was the one I got put onto originally, but the older one's cool too. Older ones are cool too. Sometimes, dude, I don't know. Like, I don't. How do you feel about covers as like a thing?
It's interesting. I like a cover if they like go in a crazy different direction.
Mm-hmm.
Like I love classic music covers where it's like a rock song or like a classic rock song or like a pop song, and then they like cover it on a cello, and you're just like, whoa, that's fucking amazing.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
That's a good translation.
But if it's like a cover and it's like in the same genre, you're like, wait, what are you doing? Like, are you just using hype? Are you using an artist as hype to like get more likes and clicks and listens or whatever?
Mm-hmm.
But if you like play an electric guitar song on a piano, or like if you put it in a different genre or something, I feel like I love that kind of a cover. I love violin covers and cello covers of like famous like modern songs. I'm just like blown away. I'm like, that's amazing.
This is great.
Like an orchestra like doing like Metallica or something. It's like,
God,
this
dude.
is amazing.
That's so funny,
Like
dude.
that took skill and just beautiful. But when it's like a guy covering a song on guitar that's from another song on a guitar, I feel a little weird about it.
I feel a little bit. I don't know, man. I just like I'll play Wonderwall till the day I die.
Yeah.
Like, I don't give a fuck what anybody says, but
I think there's a difference between like playing other people's music and then like using other people's music to get fame or whatever. That seems
yeah. You're just clout hopping or like clout
like cover
hunting.
bands. They seem a little weird to me. It's like,
Yeah, well, because I
like,
imagine as like a cover band, the premise is at least like play something that people already know and
Yeah.
like, so that you can get and then you should be making shit that's similar to that, so then
Yeah.
you can play your stuff and people be like, oh, this is also good, and then you just do that less and less.
So like it weirds me out, a cover band that like only does one band. It's like,
oh yeah,
it's like that band died and then they're like, we are the next. Like,
right, we're just them.
Yeah, we
again
incarnated into
Right.
them, which is like, that's fine and dandy and all, but it's weird.
Mm-hmm.
Like I've seen some cover bands and I'm like, wow, they do a decent job and it's really great and all, but like, are we out of music? Like, did they like? I bet they have their own songs that they're like that sound fantastic. Like,
well,
why don't you
that's
play that?
debatable, right? Isn't it?
Could be, yeah. It's like, is it the only reason they're on the stage at like restaurant in Sebastopol or something,
Sure.
playing someone else's music, just because that everybody sitting there eating and drinking knows of that music? Is it?
Probably. So a lot of times, isn't it that they think that? Because we I don't know if you forget this, but I try not to forget this, that like we're the fucking like 0.01% of the population that actually like is attempting to like make and play music.
Right.
Like everybody else does no
They're
fucking
just
clue, dude.
listening,
It's
yeah.
it's literally fucking magic to them. Like,
Yeah, they're like, I can't believe they do that.
right, like how do they make it sound so good? It's like there's a whole ass like you could read all these books, like it'll tell you like this is how you're supposed to do it,
Yeah.
and then once you learn all that shit, or if you don't, you can figure it out. You're in the dark like this dude, or if you do go the book learned way, eventually you're like, oh well, break these rules, and it still sounds good, and it still works. Like I never forget fucking this random thing that I saw about Kurt Cobain. He was like, yeah, why would you learn all that lame ass music theory? That's just fucking like it just kills the creative spirit. I'm like, damn, bro, I never expected somebody to say it so fucking opposite of the way that I fucking was like, I just need to learn this shit so I can like make cool stuff or whatever, but what do I know? It's all just making up. It's all made up anyway, I guess a little bit, but there's like at least Western music is like this 145.
Right. Like Shakespeare said something along the lines of like, everything's been said and done. So it's
Sure,
just like,
yeah. Nothing original under the
there's nothing
sun.
original anymore. Like there's no original movies. There's no original music.
Did he actually say that?
Something along those lines.
If he didn't, bro, I'm gonna look
can
back
look it
and I'm
up.
editing this
Yeah.
and I'll be like, that's what those two things together. I'm putting that in a song.
Yeah. Or it's crazy, like you were saying, 1, 2, 3, 4, is like those YouTube videos of like the guys they play like 25 songs and they're only playing 4 chords.
Yeah.
And it's like it just blends. It's like, oh man.
Well, because it's you can use the same chords. They're only gonna be the 4 chords. If they're gonna use 4 different chords that are all different, they're only gonna be 12 notes.
Yeah.
In those 4 chords, as long as they're major, minor, and not all. Even if they were. No, because I think when you get into like augmented and fucking sevenths and minor and all that shit, like it's you have to add like a different note, or it's still, I think chords is literally realistically the bare minimum is 3, because otherwise 2 is like dyads or whatever, and that it's just the way that they're played. The rhythm can be different, and then like the rhythm can be different, or like you play like 2 and then one of the other one, and then 1 or then 2 of the other 2, like,
right.
And how you move between them is also like important to like actually give the song a feel, and then mixing the different instruments so that like the bass is doing one part, one registrar of the sound waves, and then the drums are doing like their thing to keep the rhythm, and how it's all mixed together is like when actual music can be slightly fucking distinct.
Yeah.
Because if you just play it all on the piano, I'm just like, yep, this is just how you play it, and then it's like, then it all just sounds the same. What the fuck?
Yeah, it's like what the hell?
Yeah. Originality, man. Here's a weird, sort of pretty philosophical question. Where does originality originate from?
Maybe the same thing as my idea of art is like your life experience. Like we grew up in the same area and we both have pretty original lives, but
Me and you?
like just in general, and like
I didn't grow up here.
Oh, you didn't?
No.
I don't know where you grew up.
I grew up in upstate New York.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not even from the side of the country, bro.
Well, on the planet Earth.
That's true. That's true. Big true.
We both grew up on this planet, and like, but we have such unique, different lives.
Yeah.
But it's like, if an alien came and like researched us, they're like, yeah, they both lived on Earth and they both ate food and shit and slept and they had the same life. But if you like break it down like microscopically, they're like, oh no, they're very, very different lives. But like, we could like see 2 ants walking across the ground, like, well, those are ants and they're just living the ant life. It's like, no, there's like a very different life. Like, one could be like bullied and the other one like just
could be the bully.
Could be the bully, or just like a hero. You don't know.
Well, someone's got to be the supervillain, dude.
Yeah.
I don't know if I already said that. I just feel like I'm stuck in a loop right now of just like doing the same stuff musically, trying to get out of my ruts, but it's like I'm stuck in the book learned theory stuff.
I've picked up this like little turntable thing, which is pretty fun, and like mixing music. It's pretty fun. It's like a different, instead of just like playing guitar, which I usually do like almost every day. Now I'm just like looking at like making beats. I got this like little piano thing.
Oh, that's like a synth or synth or whatever?
Yeah, it's a little synthesizer, and it has like some pads on it, and it's like coming up with something little and then like blending that, and like it's just a different direction. It's pretty fun. But then with that, I also feel like I'm like, oh man, am I doing anything different? It's like the same, the same thing I did last week. It's fun though. It keeps me interested.
Yeah, I definitely feel like I need to learn new rhythms. I need to like, because it's like you practice the same shit over and over. You're only gonna get better at that like thing. It's like you gotta find the things that are like a little outside your comfort zone to like push you. And then hopefully, also it's like I don't want to stay trapped in the same genre forever either. So it's like I want to learn like either reggae or like jazz or just even just like the chords from those things to be able to have something that's like different.
Yeah, that's what kind of got me going in the direction with an electric guitar, because then it's like you can add distortion and all these different things, and it's like you're playing like the same thing you were just playing on your acoustic guitar, but then like you can like tweak and like do these things, and it's different in a way. Also like the capo, like you can play something when it's right here, and it's like sounds a certain way, and then you just like bring it all the way down. It's like sounds a different way. Just play the same exact thing, but it sounds different.
Yeah. We pray, man. I guess is there anything you're hoping your art will accomplish, and do you want it to be remembered? Because this is the thing that I got some weird ass pushback on from the super spiritual lady I just interviewed. That she was like, well, everything's gonna be remembered in the Akashic records, and like everything else is just like societal fucking programming of like what we assume greatness to be based on what we're told it is.
Sure, like the whole planet knows who Michael Jackson is, but like maybe not everybody knows who Garth Brooks is.
Yeah,
So it's just like
the niches.
Yeah, I would like to do something positive and great and be remembered. I think that's like the human condition is like for most people. I think it's like in this like little blink of like living on this planet, I would like to do something positive for the planet in some sort of way. Like I like to pick up trash at the beach. Did it actually do anything for the like whole planet and the universe? Like maybe not, but maybe it just like spreads awareness. But yeah, I would like my music, I would like to make money from it eventually, and I would like to like utilize that money to, like we were talking about earlier, like I don't know if like even if you had all the money in the world, like what is the exact approach to cure hunger for everyone? It's like how do you like lean into that? Like, oh, I'm like super rich, like then what? Like who do you go to? Like you just like fly your plane around and start giving away food? Like are they gonna know how to like store it? Like making like different, like just I have some really favorite pro climbers and they utilize their money, and some musicians like Jack Johnson, for instance, like they help bring electricity to places, like places like shack cities in like Africa that like have zero electricity, and they're like putting in like solar panels, and all of a sudden now they have like a light bulb in their like little house that like never had that before. It's like it's dark and now it's dark, like
now it's light.
Yeah, now it's lit.
Now it's lit, dude. Absolutely.
So I would like to do something positive with money. My girlfriend has an idea of a retreat for like women in need in certain situations, and so I'd like to like work on like getting in that direction, like buying property and like teaching people how to farm and like having livestock, and just kind of like going back and like kind of rebooting. Like we don't need to go to the grocery store, like we don't need fruits and vegetables that are shipped up from Mexico. Like it's probably not the greatest for the carbon footprint to have like strawberries year round or blueberries. Like,
definitely not,
it's
dude.
delicious, but it's not great.
Yeah, dude.
But you could have
true.
like a greenhouse, and you can grow certain things all year round. And,
seasonal.
Yeah, seasonal
again.
in the greenhouse. So I would like to do that. Like certain history in growing stuff, so like utilizing that technology in the future. I think maybe helping cure world hunger by like teaching people how to
be self-reliant again.
Yeah, self-reliant again.
They don't need no fish. They need to learn how to fish.
Don't go and put like a Walmart in like the Middle East or like somewhere where there's someone that's starving. Like teach them how to use the soil and
stop modifying the weather so people can do that, you know?
Yeah.
So maybe they'll try to live in the desert. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's a whole fucking thing in itself, man.
Sure. It's interesting where people live. So I have the same argument like we talked about that time with penguins. It's like,
yeah, dude.
It's not an ideal situation, and they've been around for a long time, but they choose to stay there. It's like, and there's also penguins that live in the tropics, and they're living like a fantastic life. It's like
way easier, way
super
easier.
chill, not cold. You don't have to worry about like sharks and stuff anywhere they do. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, that's that one's a crazy variable in itself. Fucking try to figure out like as a population, like how because people aren't gonna. You're not just gonna like the people who live in the really nice places aren't gonna want a shit ton of people to just come through and like build a giant city it's gonna be able to hold a bajillion people. Like,
right.
Yeah, that's why they call it a migrant crisis, I guess, right? Like they were. I don't know. Stop hearing about it because it's not politically relevant anymore.
Yeah, it's funny how that happens.
It's always like that. The narrative and how to actually like paint a new story of what's possible. I just wish I could figure out how to get the alien space age technology out from under their thumb, you know? Because if you get that, then all those problems immediately evaporate. Of like people worried about the environment. It's like, well,
Yeah.
you don't even need fossil fuels fueling any of the electric cars or any of the cars anymore. Because you could have a UFO that could put you on the other side of the planet in an hour.
Sure.
Or like it's just so yeah. Like once you get how to get people on that wavelength, you know, like hey, like this is possible, people. Like don't worry about all the problems you got. Like just
Sure.
worry about me not getting shot. Like that's if I could be super greedy for a second.
Yeah, it comes down to like corporate greed. Like Nikolai Tesla invented batteries the size of your thumb like a really long time ago
Yeah,
that
dude,
could like
100
power like a huge truck for like ever.
Right,
And the Duracell is like, we will take those patents and destroy them.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, there's no way. We would like you to have a battery that dies pretty fast.
Yeah.
We need you to keep purchasing.
Right. We just want to keep making money.
Right.
Which is just frozen time that they can just print out of thin air, bro. It's so crazy.
Yeah. Money's interesting. Very little faith in our dollar. Mostly invested in NFTs and cryptocurrency.
You?
Yeah.
Damn, bro. I love an NFT. I wanna have a cryptocurrency that I could like say was like the fucking thing that people could use, like how everyone uses Bitcoin right now.
Mm-hmm.
But it's also like that whole thing with like printing, or like the mining, how it takes like gas, it takes money to fucking print the money. It's like, goddamn, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Goddamn.
It's electricity.
Just gotta get those 0 point generators, man, and then you're freedom, man, freedom, and be able to get off the rock. I want to be able to be the first person to die on the moon. I feel like that'd be a good way to nice little capstone to like my crazy ass story of like overthrowing the Illuminati and being the first dude to die on the moon. Because my thing is like, as dumb as it is, it's like I would like I'd love to be remembered and leave legacies of like leave the world better than I found it, make sure it's better for my kids and 11 generations after them, but also like getting on that mythological level of like people gotta learn my fucking story and like all the trying to embody a bunch of wisdom so there's a reason to do it. It's not just like I'm just being vain. It's like I'm giving you.
And they're like, that was the guy who died on the moon. You know him.
He got aliens to like go down around the White House lawn. Like he did all the shit he said he was gonna do. He wrote all those crazy ass books that weren't even that good or like were started out really shit but were really like good later. He left like a bajillion podcast episodes. He healed all those people with his fucking singing in ayahuasca songs. Like what the fuck? Who's this fucking guy, bro? Oh, dude, it's almost been an hour. Fuck. I guess just end it because we're already at an hour. I'm trying to get better at asking this question, but basically, like, if we were gonna die as soon as I hit the fucking end record button, and you wanted to like, and the last minute-ish of this podcast was beamed into everybody's brain as soon as we both died, like, what nugget of wisdom or like what thing do you think would like be a message to leave behind as like, hey, like people, like this is my minute of like being in your brain and everyone needs to know this. Like what do you feel like is an important thing for the mass of 8 billion brains to have in their little noggins?
It's a great question.
I'm just stealing it from Paul Check. He's probably stealing it from somebody else, so
Like, don't be afraid to be your true self.
fuck yeah, dude. Authenticity.
Yeah.
Just that?
Just that.
Dude, sweet, short and to the point, dude. I love that. I'll say I just feel like whatever you're doing in your life, if you're not enjoying it, you should stop doing it. It's just like you're gonna die, but like don't rush it. Like enjoy your time on it, because you're gonna look back. Nobody, when they're on their deathbed, is like, damn, I wish I made more money. They're like, man, I wish I had spent more time with my loved ones. Or just look at any of the shit that people who are close to death tell you, like their regrets, and like talk to an old person, because they're gonna tell you some shit that you probably need to know as a young person. And if you're young, you gotta leverage your time, develop skills, and be valuable to not only yourself but other people. Find that balance. Oh, there's a Japanese word for it, but I don't even remember. Hopefully I can put the graphic right here of like the 4 different things of like what the world needs, what you want to do, how you can make money, and what you're passionate about, and how to like all link those together, or like the different circles, and enjoy it while you can, because it ain't gonna be around for forever. Yeah. Sage Rune, where can the people find you when they're looking for your music and tagging? And
YouTube, Sage Rune.
right here.
Instagram, Chalky Gripper, but I think you can also just type in Sage Rune.
Right there, on screen, in the description. Check it the fuck out. This guy's dope. He's cool. I'm glad we could do this. Namaste. Have a great day. Slav Shun if it's nighttime. And until next time, I will catch you on the flip side. Bye.